Today's the day we're going to see through the veil. We're going to see through the illusion. We're going to take a step back out of physical reality and live the life we've always wanted. Live the life where we experience our dreams and desires, but it takes a willingness to be open, to really see through that veil. I invite you to take a journey with me today. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. I hope that's what you're doing. I hope that's what you're choosing for yourself, to be the self who is experiencing all your dreams and desires. If you're new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and I'm obsessed with getting what I want, getting it in a timely fashion, and knowing everything there is to know about conscious manifestation, what I really should call decision making, choosing, selecting. I like to know everything about it because, like I just said, I like to get what I want. If you can handle my sass and sarcasm, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and please be my new friend. And please let me know in the comments below that you subscribed, because YouTube doesn't always tell me, and I want to know who my new friends are, like I say in every video. And if I see the comment, you will hear back from me. And welcome to my community. Thank you very much. Welcome. If you are interested in working with me in any way, shape, or form, all of that information is in the drop box below, including joining any one of my 3 channel memberships. And if you're seeing this video, I encourage you to join the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors group, because we go live tonight together, so you'll be right on time. The Advanced Manifestors is the group where we deep dive manifestation, but that is the group that gives you access to all 3 of the channel memberships, and you'll get 2 meetings tonight. We do the Advanced Manifestors as 8 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, and also on Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time is the exclusive lives group, where that is success stories and tips and tricks only. Both of those meetings are tonight, so if you join tonight, man, you're right on time. We also have the hot seat group. That group is on Friday mornings at 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That's the group you can ask me anything you want about what you're manifesting. Let's get into it. It's not a very new thing to hear someone call the 3D an illusion, right? Old news, the manifestation of old self. What I find has helped me on more than one occasion, especially when I am in the midst of being very attached to 3D, being attached to the illusion, kind of losing my ability to see things clearly for what they are. This is something that I've used before, I've talked about before, and I find it interesting that no matter what book sorry about that, no matter what book that I pick up in regards to manifestation, somehow, some way, speaks of reality as an illusion. And I do think it's a concept that we blow off, that we forget about, especially when we're all entangled. I've shared before that when I find myself too attached to 3D and forgetting who I am choosing to be, I like to see myself in a bubble, my own reality bubble, and I kind of see myself stepping back out of it so I can see clearly. Now, I'm not someone that regularly practices trying to figure out, oh my God, how did this manifest? Why did this happen? Why am I experiencing this? I try not to go into that thinking because I don't see it as valuable. If you're already awake to manifestation, if you are already in the knowing that your conscious awareness is selecting what you experience in reality, right? It's the projection you're experiencing. When you're already in that mindset and you've made the decision of who you want to be, and that's where your focus is on being this new self or being in that new reality or being in that new state of consciousness, then the deep diving of questioning every single circumstance you experience and trying to figure out why that happened, I think it's putting your focus and awareness in all the wrong places because my God, you're going to experience something every single day. You're living life, you're breathing. Maybe you live in the 9 to 5 routine where you get up every day, get yourself ready for work, you drive to work, you do your job, you get out of work, you stop and do errands, you come home from work, you cook dinner, you eat dinner, maybe you then work out, maybe you go straight to bed, but you're in a constant cycle of doing. So you are experiencing 3D reality at every given moment. And if you were to question every single thing you experience, you are willingly staying in the illusion and staying in the cycle of fixing. That is not something I choose to do. It is a waste of time, in my opinion, linear time. The world we see merely reflects our own internal frame of reference, the dominant ideas, wishes, and emotions in our minds. Projection makes perception. We look inside first, decide the kind of world we want to see, and then project that world outside, making it the truth as we see it. We make it true by our interpretations of what it is we are seeing. If we are using perception to justify our own mistakes, our anger, our impulses to attack, our lack of love in whatever form it may take, we will see a world of evil, destruction, malice, envy, and despair. All this we must learn to forgive, not because we are being good and charitable, but because what we are seeing is not true. Not true. We have distorted the world by our twisted defenses and are therefore seeing what is not there. As we learn to recognize our perceptual errors, we also learn to look past them or forgive. At the same time, we are forgiving ourselves, looking past our distorted self concepts to the self that God created in us and as us. Sin is defined as lack of love. Since love is all there is, sin in the sight of the Holy Spirit is a mistake to be corrected rather than an evil to be punished. Our sense of inadequacy, weakness, and incompletion comes from the strong investment in the scarcity principle that governs the whole world of illusions. That's from A Course in Miracles. Why did I just read that? If you're currently experiencing something that really makes no sense to you, maybe it's something very upsetting, maybe it's a circumstance that really looks the total opposite of what you've been manifesting. And if you are currently frustrated by it and really would like that circumstance to get the hell on out of your reality, you must stop feeding into it. You must stop agreeing with it. Stop trying to figure out where it's coming from, why it happened. If you've been actively making the inner decision of who you want to be, and like A Course in Miracles says, if you're making the choice of what kind of world you want to experience, in order to experience it is standing in that decision, returning to it, embodying the state of the wish fulfilled. And from there, all that we experience is a part of that rearrangement, a part of a reality collapsing and a new reality coming in. Everything is working to our benefit. But when circumstances come in that look like it's not to our benefit, or they look upsetting, and we are in fear of them, what are we doing outside of reattaching ourselves to a reality we probably want to leave? Or at most, or at best, it's a reality that is on its way out anyway. So, why do we overthink every single experience we have? Why do we go on the deep dives of trying to figure out what thought created this? Again, if you, like myself, have already accepted that the world we're experiencing, the reality we are experiencing, is a projection of our minds, and you've already made the mental decision of what world you want to experience or what reality you'd like to experience. So therefore, you're already in the decision making time of your journey. There's no point to fight against what you've been experiencing, because it must change. It must somehow transform into your desire. So we have no need to wrestle with the illusion, to fight with the illusion, to fight against reality. Let's say, for the classic example, if you're manifesting love, if you're manifesting a specific person, and maybe right now in this moment, you have no evidence that that's happening for you. Maybe you have been, with repetition, making a decision to be a version of yourself that is in the reality or in the experience of being in a relationship, being with the person you've selected. If you're manifesting new love and don't have someone in mind, you're seeing yourself as already being in that relationship without worrying about putting a perfect face on that person in your visual or what your conscious thought is. If you're already doing that and reality looks like there's not any options or that nothing seems to be changing, what is the first thing we all tend to do? We tend to start overanalyzing what we're experiencing or judging manifestation, questioning whether this works at all, because we don't see the tangible evidence that our limited, very logical, literal ego self claims. When ego, identity, has limited view of our reality. So how are we making that judgment unless we're making it from fear? Because God is love. If you don't believe in God, insert the word you do, but it's love. It's unconditional love, and is not presenting to us circumstances to cause us pain or to steal away our desires. It's an illusion. If that's what you believe that you're experiencing right now in this moment, something unfavorable, or maybe nothing at all, if you're seeing that as, it's working against you or it's not working at all, what are you really identifying with in that moment? Is it a version of you that is detached from reality and comfortably in the knowing, in the trust that you're going to have your desire? Or are you questioning and therefore identifying with the scarcity principle? Can't always get what you want, right? Everybody doesn't get all the things they want. If that happened, oh my God, there'd be nothing left in the world. All the things we've been conditioned with, all lies. The one and only truth of all is unconditional love, which every single one of us is. Everything else is illusion. So let's step out of the illusion today and get back to the knowing of what decision we're making. Who are you? Who are you today? Right now, in this moment, close your eyes. What reality are you in right now in this moment? The answer is not the reality that you just closed your eyes from, unless you are calling that the reality where you get what you want and are living your best life. If that's not the answer, then that's not the reality you're currently in. You need to make that decision. Your eyes are closed. Who are you? Who is seeing through your eyes, through your pupils? Who's seeing? Ego or love? Self? I am. Source? God? Universe? What reality do you want to be in? What is happening for you in that reality? Are you living with your manifestation? then who are you? Consciousness. Consciousness is your true self as God, I am, source. From there, we choose identity. And what version of that identity? Eyes are still closed. Who are you? What identity, what version of yourself feels more natural to you? The self that lives by the scarcity principle, the self that isn't good enough, the self that's never going to have what you want, the self where you always lose, the self where you're always in pain? Or are you the self that is willing to let that reality go? Are you the self that happily surrenders that old reality? Right now, you see a black door. Right next to the black door is a purple door. That black door is going to take you right back to the reality that you were just in. The reality where you always lose, where you never get what you want, where you view life as not working to your benefit. You have a choice. Are we going through the black door? Are we going right back to the world of loss, scarcity, fear, hate? Or the purple door, which takes you to the reality of love, joy, happiness, fulfillment of all your desires? Which door are you choosing? Don't open the doors. Which door are you choosing? In order to go through that purple door, you are making a conscious decision in this moment to surrender the self you were that was living on the other side of that black door. A willingness to surrender, a willingness to stop seeing the world through the eyes of lack, through the eyes of fear, through the eyes of doubt, because that is not your true self. Your true self is unconditional love. If you're ready to surrender and you're willing to mean it when you say that you are the self that is experiencing whatever it is you're manifesting, if you're making that decision with conviction, now you can walk through the purple door. But understand that when you do, when you give in to your doubt, when you give in to your mistrust, when you give in to anger, when you give in to the fear, when you decide this isn't working, when you decide that this is taking too long, you're willingly choosing that other reality. Surrender it and step into the self you've always wanted to be. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.